The white Chevy Tahoe stops. The driver jumps out, swinging his arms, taunting deputies, threatening them. Then he pulls out his gun, and there's a shootout with deputies. They fire back. He's hit. Down he goes. He's able to get up and stumble to a nearby porch. Deputies say he fired first.
He fired at the deputies. Deputies returned fire, striking the suspect at least once. The suspect continued to hold on to the firearm.
This you will only see on Fox 11. Cell phone video. The Tahoe speeds by. Deputies right behind in hot pursuit. And then listen, you'll hear the gunfight. Dozens of rounds fired. The suspect now wounded, bleeding on that front porch. Deputies take cover. SWAT moves in. They're able to get the suspect talking. His relatives are brought in. And finally, they talk the gunman out. He surrenders. He gives up. And then he's rushed off to the ER. And now we know he's a wanted man for kidnapping his own wife last Sunday.
He brandished a firearm at her, forced her to get into a car against her will. When he drove her around, he pistol whipped her and assaulted her. The victim eventually escaped.
All this after a wild and dangerous chase through the streets of South L.A. The white Chevy Tahoe swerving across lanes, blowing right through intersections, right past pedestrians and crosswalks. Then look at that skateboarder, almost run down. Oh, a close call. All leading up to the shootout on 43rd, just off Vermont. The suspect's friend, surprised by all this violence. Listen.
He's a good man, and he got a good heart for other people. And if he sees people in the streets, he helps them out with, whatever he got inside his pockets. But the person the police make him seem, he's not the type of person.
And that man wanting to talk to you but not wanting you to know who he is. He says the gunman has children and may have been involved with another woman, and that, he says, may have sparked all the domestic violence and the violence we saw spill out on the streets today. Still don't know the condition of the gunman. We know he's hit once in the chest, rushed off to the ER, still being treated at the hospital right now. As for deputies, no one else hit and hurt as bullets fly. For now, we're live. Back to Studio A we go.
On the ground right now, as he approaches, gets closer and closer. This is being a situation less and less threatening for LA County Sheriff's deputies because he's got his hands up. It is an oversized T-shirt, so he could reach theoretically for another weapon if we need to. We're going to reposition. But looks like he's walking right to deputies. He's within just a few feet. They've got their guns drawn and trained on him. He is injured, therefore somewhat incapacitated. We're going to reposition the helicopter to come around to the south side, complying with their very commands right now. They're being very specific. Get down on the ground. We know you're injured. Look at all that blood. He's lost a great deal of blood. We're going to double up now to give you that shot. He is down on the ground, very seriously injured. We got the K-9 unit here. There he is at the bottom of your screen. They're putting the handcuffs on that suspect, and they are treating this gentleman very, very gingerly. They're being very gentle with him. He is in custody, very seriously injured, pulling the K-9 out, pulling that police dog back out. And in time, firefighters, they're very nearby. These are sheriff's deputies, SWAT deputies. They're also very well trained in first aid. They have paramedics with the LA County Sheriff's Department. So if they have to come in and treat the suspect before the firefighters are brought in, that's fine as well. We haven't seen them clear that car just yet. So at any point, they're going to approach the SUV. That was a kidnapping suspect. They're going to make sure there's no one else inside that car. This appears to be the only suspect. There was a situation that was a pursuit a short while ago. It ended here on 43rd off of Vermont. Deputies in fear of their own life when they saw that suspect with a weapon, fired on that suspect. He was injured, ran for it into the neighborhood, stopped on somebody's porch, collapsed with a handgun, and just moments ago, fortunately, walked away from that handgun, and now being treated by LA County Sheriff's SWAT deputies. These are paramedics, so they're taking care of him right now while LA City firefighters are being held out. This may be a belly wound. This may be a wound to the back as well. That's where the bulk of the blood is right now on his back. And even though they are treating him, he